Imagine floating near an island in the middle of the ocean, just relaxing, when suddenly you spot a giant fin cutting through the water. But this isn't an ordinary shark. That fin is as big as a boat. As it gets closer, you realize a 50-foot-long megalodon is charging straight at you. If you survive today, it means this was the last time you'll ever set foot in the ocean. But don't worry, this massive monster went extinct around 3.6 million years ago. And when I say massive, I mean its mouth was so huge, you could literally build an entire bedroom inside it, complete with a bed and a study desk. The only thing you need to worry about is making sure it doesn't swallow you whole. But today's video isn't just about how big the megalodon was. It's about how such a dominant, powerful ocean apex predator completely vanished from our planet. Who or what was responsible? Was it a giant asteroid, a battle with another predator? Or is it still alive today, hiding somewhere deep in the dark abyss? Grab your gear, because we're diving deep into the world of the granddaddy of all sharks, the megalodon. A female megalodon averaged between 45 and 59 feet long. They were the largest sharks to ever roam the earth, so massive they could eat giant marine mammals for breakfast. Even the modern great white shark, which grows up to 20 feet, looks like a toy next to a megalodon. Back in its golden age, the megalodon sat unchallenged at the very top of the food chain. So, how did a creature this powerful disappear?
Unlike the dinosaurs, which were wiped out by a sudden asteroid impact millions of years before Megalodon ever existed, the Megalodon faced a slow and painful downfall. It all started during the Pliocene epoch, about 5.3 to 2.6 million years ago. Global cooling began to transform the planet. The ocean temperatures plunged dramatically. Ancient ocean pathways that had existed for thousands of years were shut down by shifting tectonic plates. Tropical sea routes froze over, and this created a fatal problem for the megalodon. Megalodons were warm water sharks. They couldn't survive in freezing water. However, the whales and smaller marine mammals they hunted could adapt, and they migrated toward the colder polar regions to survive. A single megalodon needed roughly 2,500 pounds of food every single day, the equivalent of 2 full-grown cows. But with its prey moving to icy waters where megalodon couldn't follow, starvation set in. And to make matters worse, a new rival stepped into the arena, the great white shark. While the great white was much smaller, that smaller size was actually an evolutionary superpower. It required far less food, moved faster, had higher agility, and could easily survive in cooler waters. So while megalodons were slowly starving to death, great white sharks were snapping up whatever remaining scraps of food were left in the warmer seas. Now, you might wonder, why do we only find megalodon teeth and jaws, but never a full skeleton? That's because, like modern sharks, a megalodon's body wasn't made of bone. It was made entirely of cartilage. Cartilage decomposes very quickly after death. The teeth, however, are protected by dense enamel, which is why millions of megalodon teeth are still preserved in the ocean floor today. Now let's answer the big question everyone asks. Is Megalodon really extinct, or is it still hiding in the deep ocean? It's true that over 80% of our oceans remain unexplored. We've explored the moon and Mars, yet the deepest parts of our own blue planet remain a mystery. Because of this, some people believe Megalodon could be hiding in places like the Mariana Trench. However, science tells a different story. First, the Mariana Trench is freezing cold and pitch black with crushing pressure, an environment a giant warm water apex predator could never survive in. Second, with modern sonar, satellite tracking, and global ocean surveillance, a 50-foot predator surfacing to feed on modern whales would easily be spotted by now. And finally, even if a few had somehow survived, modern human activity would have finished them off.
Humans catch hundreds of millions of fish every year and kill over 70 million sharks annually. In an ocean stripped of its resources, a gigantic shark simply couldn't find enough food to stay alive. The Megalodon was an absolute marvel of evolution, a true ocean giant. But today, it exists only in the history books. Unfortunately, many marine species alive today might suffer the same fate if we continue overfishing and polluting their natural habitats. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more epic stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.